Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Doing Business in Bentonville podcast. My name is Andy Wilson, and I'm the executive director. And wow, I want to tell you, we're about to talk about Walmart, and you've got to lean into this because you're going to like what we're going to talk about. But before that, thank you so much for your support on Doing Business in Bentonville. You know, we really focus on retail. We're very focused on Omnichannel. And you know what we do here? We just take all of the stuff about Omnichannel and retail, and we just bring subject matter experts to the room. There's one in the room today. Dallas Counts, welcome back.
Thank you, Andy. It's so good to be back.
It is so good to have you back, man. And here's the thing. We got this thing like season 1, episode 1, 2, and 3 going on right now. And we're going to this isn't part of that. This is going to be something we're going to do because something just happened that we're going to talk about. And Dallas, you got to go. So you went to Las Vegas, right?
I did.
And what
it was so much
says in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas, but not today, right?
Today.
We're talking about it. Okay, man, listen. You just got to go out to Las Vegas and attend a sellers event presented by Walmart. Well, let's talk about that because we know there's a ton of stuff on LinkedIn and ton of stuff all about the sellers event, but you were there, you were live, you were in person for how many days?
Oh, we were there for about 4 days. The event lasted 3 days. So it started on Tuesday, ended on Thursday, and it was cram-packed.
Great. Right. And you're going to talk about it today.
Absolutely.
You're going to share with all of our viewers and listeners the event and some takeaways there. And if you are a seller to Walmart, you probably want to lean in.
Absolutely.
Right? Especially if you didn't get to go to the event. But it was very, very supported by all of Walmart. The top executives were there. A lot of people were there. I know I really stayed on LinkedIn the whole time, reading and learning about the event. And man, I'm ready to talk to you about it.
Well, let's dive in.
All right, let's do it. I love it. So let's get started. So why did Walmart do this? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's a great question. And, you know, I think Walmart has had this perception that they are a store retailer, right? That the omni business or the e-com business kind of has come second. And I think Walmart is trying to change that perception. They are not obviously just a store business. They are a massive omni-channel retailer.
Right.
In fact, I would argue they're one of the few omni-channel retailers. The Seattle bookstore, they do a little bit of omni, but they're mostly just an e-commerce retailer. And so I really think, Walmart kicked this event off. They took it to Vegas. They invited their, top sellers in, along with a few of the partnership companies like White Spider, which I'm a part of, to come and participate together to show why Walmart is important for the seller community and how they can be successful at Walmart.
Wonderful. Now, Dallas is part of White Spider, and your focus at White Spider is on Walmart growth, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so you got invited. Wonderful. And so all right. So tell us then, you got invited, so why did you go?
Okay. For many different reasons, right? So one is we got to interact with the seller community on a one-to-one basis. We were presenting sponsors, so we had a booth there. And we were working with the sellers to understand what needs they have. But we also got time to meet with many of the Walmart leadership while we were there, and then also attend the general session and some of the breakouts as well to understand, what is Walmart doing in the marketplace space and kind of what's to come.
Right. Well, that's had to be exciting hearing Walmart executives talk about it and what's to coming. Now, is this the first time Walmart's done anything like this, to your knowledge?
Yes, it is. This is the inaugural Seller Summit.
Right.
And this event was an invite only. So it'll be interesting to see as they continue to host these events, how do they open that up?
Right.
Because they only selected a top number of their sellers to attend, along with the partnership agencies like White Spider.
So as you think about this, and you got to hear the executives talk, and we've seen, I've seen some of this on LinkedIn and all. So for sellers that did not get to go, what's a couple points that you heard from Walmart executives that you said, the seller, every seller needs to know this?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I would take this kind of back to just, why Walmart is who they are and what their mission is. So on the first day in the first general session, John Furner got up and spoke, and he spent quite a bit of time educating and making sure that the audience was very in tune with what the Walmart mission has been and where Walmart has come from. And that has been, the journey of the Division I store through grocery, through the combination of the super center, and into their first venture into e-commerce. And all of this really centering around the customer, right? As all of us talk here in Bentonville, everything is about the customer.
Right.
And he really did a good job of helping everybody understand, look, Walmart's goal, right, save money, live better, to lower the cost of living for everybody so they can have a better life, is not just a one-piece store goal. The intent here is that we need to make sure that the customer receives anything they want, when they want it, however they want it. And that is very inclusive of the seller. Right. I think this was really key because, again, going back to that initial perception, right? Many people see Walmart historically as being a brick and mortar retailer, but they are an omnichannel retailer. And so, John kind of kicked it off saying, hey, we're not just a brick and mortar. We are a omni retailer. And the marketplace strategy is critical and pivotal to our mission of being able to serve the customer.
Right.
And so I thought that was really important as a grounding foundation to kind of start the whole summit.
Right.
And then from there, we got to go into different breakouts and hear from many of the different leaders there. So you talked earlier about the different executives that came from Walmart. Quite transparently, I was in awe of how much leadership Walmart brought out. I mean, we had Doug McMillan and John Furner, Manish Jajonia, Michael Moser. We had all of the executive vice president over merchandising with Latrice Watkins, the leaders in supply chain and our business to business and international. They brought the whole show or the whole leadership team to the show, which was incredible.
Well, and that's Walmart's way. Once they decide they're going somewhere, they go. And I think that's lessons for a lot of, they're not, they're not sticking their toe in the water here. They're going all the way because this is their vision. Now, let me ask you this. Is their vision global? You mentioned it briefly, so talk about that. Is it a global vision and how they're going to do that? And they talk about beyond Las Vegas.
Absolutely. So they spent a lot of time obviously talking about the U.S. market, and we'll probably get a little bit of that later, but they did have the international team actually came on stage and talked about how in the near future, when you become a seller in the Walmart US, you will have the ability to actually sell your product, not just in the US, but also Canada and Mexico. Wow. And then they're going to be adding in Chile here in the beginning of next year as well, with other countries, soon to follow. So I thought that was really exciting because you join on this Walmart US marketplace, and you're going to end up having this ability to sell your product not just at Walmart US, but also Walmart Canada, Walmart Mexico, Walmart Chile, and so on as they continue to develop that, which not a lot of other places are you going to get that opportunity to bring that product in.
I got to tell you, I have to stop and just pause for a moment because there's a lot of emotion about what you're talking about for me. I grew up at Walmart, spent over almost 30 years there. And when I joined the company, we had 120 stores, and I was there until we became one of the largest retail company in the world, and got to see that. I got that what I call ride the shuttle. It was a shuttle ride, no question. And I was fortunate to do a lot of great jobs there under that on that one roof. Okay, and when you're talking about this, I have to think about Sam Walton. And when Sam used to meet with us, and when I became an officer of the company, and then he really spent a lot of time with us. And when he used to talk about, we're going to be big, but we're going to be the best. And it's like now is the moment that, Doug McMillan and the entire leadership of the company says it is now time to be the best globally at this with our sellers. This is huge. This is huge.
This is absolutely huge.
If you're listening today, you're about to witness and go down a path of something that I will tell you need to enjoy. Because I enjoyed many moments of us at Walmart doing significant things. I think this is one of the biggest.
Absolutely. And Andy, if you don't mind, I'm gonna totally sideball for a minute here and take a little tangent because you got to talk a little bit about your story here. And I actually had a few minutes to share a story with Doug while I was there. So I got to talk with Doug for a few minutes, which was incredible. And, we were at this marketplace event in Las Vegas with, companies from all over the world. I talked from people from, Brazil and China and the US and Europe. And and we were talking about marketplace. And I was like, Doug, I grew up here in Northwest Arkansas. And to me, the first Walmart marketplace I got to experience was actually at a store. And when I was a kid, I spent all my summers with my grandparents, who lived in a small town, Drakes Creek, Arkansas, out in the middle of nowhere, just south of Huntsville. And every Thursday, we would go into town to the Walmart, who would host a craft and flea market in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And it was put on by Walmart, and that was the first marketplace. So I'm thinking about the evolution of the marketplace. For me, the first Walmart marketplace was this craft and flea market in the parking lot of the Division I store. But I digress.
Oh, I think there's a lot of people listening today, viewing today, that worked at Walmart, are very much part of Walmart, to getting to where Walmart is today, all have these emotions that we're experiencing today. And they're wonderful things. They're part of us. They're part of our community and our lives. And so, all right. So that's what this is. This is we're about to experience another phenomenal opportunity where Walmart's going to take retail and omnichannel, and you're going to get to be part of that. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
And we all
Everybody are. Yeah.
We all okay. Well, that was a great moment. I'm okay. Let's go on and talk about that now. As you have said, this is going to be global. It's going to be worldwide. So you're a part of the kickoff. There'll be much more coming, and you're going to be part of that. Now, let's talk about this. As Walmart, what do you see Walmart's opportunity here? And then bring in your role at Watt Spider and how your role is going to be integrated in all of this. Have you spent time thinking about that and digesting some of those things?
Absolutely. I've spent a lot of time kind of thinking about this. And maybe this is a slight step back as I kind of get into the answering your question. I apologize. But, one of the things as I've been kind of reminiscing about how Walmart Marketplace went from a parking lot and a flea market into what it is now, this digital commerce, big business, is that the tools Walmart's offering have really changed, right? So they used to offer parking lot, but now you have this digital commerce. And so some of the other things that they talked about at this event beyond being able to be global is they talked about what they're doing to change the site to be better for marketplace sellers. And so they spent some time going into the redesigned homepage that Walmart has recently launched. I don't know if you've been on it recently, but you'll see it's completely changed. And they talked about how they've changed the ability to be more targeted. So one of the examples given, right, is if there's a rainstorm in, the Northeast, they can target, whether it's a raincoat or an umbrella, that very specifically just to that Northeast area. And so I thought that was really impactful, as well as just the personalization of making sure that what you're shopping is what you're seeing on your homepage. And so that's going to be really important to the marketplace sellers, as that means that the traffic that's coming in is going to get more personalized information up front. So that should lead to higher converting sales within the site. So I thought that was really interesting. Also, within that same vein, the Walmart Connect team was there, and they were there in force, and they were really talking about all the different ways that the marketplace sellers could engage on site to make sure their products were showing up where they needed. And it was really exciting because they were talking about some of the new tools that they were going to have available to them. Today we're very familiar with sponsored search, and so that's something that the sellers can use, but they're also launching brand shops. So sellers can actually create their own brand shops with their curated assortments, very specific products that they would group together. And then they're also bringing in the video search, so sponsored videos. So basically, instead of just a product listing that shows up, you could have a video that plays that educates about your product. I think we see this pretty prevalent within the Seattle Bookstore's website, but now coming to the Walmart website, and I think they said that will be launching in the next couple of months. So really exciting to kind of hear the different things that Walmart is bringing to the table for those sellers. I'm on a roll. I got to keep a few more things that I'm really excited about, talking about is
love it.
The other one that they spent some time really diving into was fulfillment. Walmart Fulfillment Services has really grown, but they showed, the new fulfillment centers that they're launching and the schedule kind of some of the upcoming ones and how big they are, the automation that they've got, just incredible technology. But two things that really kind of stood out for me was, one was on large format packages, right? So like you think patio furniture, etc. So more capability for those products, as well as they're looking to do some more partnerships within the refurbished space. They talked about the refurbished program. So another opportunity for sellers if they have a refurbished program where they could start getting involved. And then the other one that I was really excited about is the be able to return to store, right? How often do you get a package? And, marketplace returns can be quite difficult. It doesn't matter what, format that you're on, which marketplace you're shopping. But now you could just pick that up and take it to your local store and do a return there. And then within the returns, this one's really exciting, is back to those large format packages. If you get a whole patio set and you have, 4 chairs and a table in there, if one of the chairs comes damaged, historically, you had to send the whole thing back.
Right.
All of it.
Right.
Well, they're now launching to be able to do returns just on partial. So you could send just that chair back that's damaged without having to send everything else back and get that in. And I thought that was exciting.
Well, it is exciting and it's huge too, for that because, again, go back to what we were talking about earlier, Sam Walton always said it's about the customer. And back when I was a regional vice president, and we were traveling stores 4 days a week, more, whatever it took. And, it was always about the customer because Sam said, there's no cash registers in their home office. In the stores are priority. But what I hear you saying is that philosophy of the store thinking is moving across all channels.
That's absolutely right.
And that philosophy is integrated on everything Walmart's doing. And I think if you're a retailer today, I think that's one of the key things to take away here, to focus on sellers, to focus on customers, and that creation of that philosophy through everything you do. I mean, is that what you heard?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that was a great summarization of basically the whole show.
Yeah.
Is Walmart is bringing their toolkit and they're going to go deep across the entire marketplace to make sure that it's the best experience for the customer and it's easy for the marketplace sellers to do their business on Walmart Marketplace.
Okay, wonderful. Now, we're both excited about this. Now, but with that, let's talk about with any change and any type of growth, that all this, there's always opportunities, okay? So as we look at, the brick and mortar piece now, and then the online delivery, all of the omnichannel focus here, now the seller's event. So what are opportunities now for the Walmart, Sam suppliers on the brick and mortar? How does that work with the sellers? Are there opportunities there? So let's lay out 2 or 3 opportunities. I'm sure Walmart's very, very aware of it. And I know the Walmart Sam's suppliers are very aware of it. But let's talk about that. And then was that a discussion there, or is it things Walmart now got to go work on?
That's a really good question. And there's a couple things that kind of come to mind that I think that we just have to be cognizant of. And this, I think specifically, as you were saying, like the brick and mortar suppliers, obviously many of them have an assortment within Walmart, but they have a much broader assortment that's not carried at Walmart. And so ideally, when you're selling that same product, at the Seattle bookstore, it's much easier to put your entire assortment on there. And I think one of the things that, from a supplier standpoint, I think we need to be cognizant of is how do we make sure that we're not making it difficult for the local Walmart teams to be able to achieve that. And when I say that, I have many friends that are in the community, as I'm sure you do too.
Right.
There's sometimes challenges around incentive structure where adding extended assortment to a marketplace might actually hurt your incentive structure on the supplier side. And I think we got to be careful about that. And like, how do we make sure that we enable our people here to be able to do what's right for the customer, right? Always coming back to that customer.
Right.
So that's one that I had in mind. Another one that I think maybe need to keep in mind too is the incentive structure on the Walmart side with merchandising. Merchants are incentivized to grow sales and share. And some of those tools today may not include marketplace the same rate that includes the 1P business. So, for example, right, if I have a television that I'm selling, if I'm the TV merchant, and I move some extended assortment into the marketplace business, that could, on paper, make it actually look like a negative to my total business when it's really not. And that's just because of how some of that data is tracked from share reporting companies, is that an in-store sale versus a marketplace sale is not counted the same.
Right.
And so it could look like you are on paper diluting your business when in reality you're not.
Right.
And so I think like we got to keep some of these incentives in mind, whether it be on the supplier side or the Walmart side, that we make sure that we don't let those get in the way of our ability to serve the customer, right? And do it where they want it, when they want it, and how they want it.
Well, I think those are real. And, Walmart, I know when we went from the discount store to the super centers, when we opened Sam's, when we went online, we had many of those challenges and obstacles. And I know Walmart, they're going to do what's right, number one. Number two, they're going to focus on the customer, and that's what they should do, and they will. And I think they'll navigate this. This is this new retail phenomenon that we're in right now. But ultimately, the winner will be the customer, no question about it. And the sellers and the merchants and the companies are able to sell Walmart. It's phenomenal. Well, I want to tell you, this is exciting. So I want to come back and ask you one last question. Okay. In your 4 days there, what was your favorite thing?
I've been wanting to talk about this. I was wondering when you're going to ask me.
All right.
So I think one of the things that is most exciting and that no other marketplace really can offer is that ability to have an item on a shelf in the stores of Walmart. You're like, why are you telling me this? We're talking about marketplace. Well, at the event, they actually were able to bring a marketplace seller who'd been doing a great job online and servicing the customer and providing a great product and price. And they offered them a PO to be in stores as a 1P supplier. And I think that was the most exciting moment, because that's something that other marketplaces can't replicate.
Right.
This is one of the things that makes Walmart unique. Yeah. And so it was super exciting to see that seller that became a supplier on stage and how excited they were. And so the company was Solo Stove.
Right.
And so you'll probably get to start seeing Solo Stoves now in your local Walmarts, which I'm excited because I don't have one yet.
Well, I'm so excited. I got to see that online. Okay. And it was done in such Walmart fashion. It was so, I'm like leaning in, looking. Okay. And then when I seen the item, I was so excited because I don't have one of those. And I can't wait to go buy one of those now, because I've heard my friends have them, and now I'm going to have one. So we both will.
Yeah, well, as soon as Walmart, let us know when it hits shelves, because you got 2 sales waiting to happen. But super excited about that opportunity.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Dallas, it's always great to have you in. I really appreciate our chat today about the Sellers event. Thank you so much for coming in and doing that. Now, to all of our audience, Dallas is going to come back with another episode. We have an episode we haven't released yet. It's coming up, and you get to hear Dallas, and then we'll come back with season 1, episode 4. We'll come back with that. We're going to stay on track with that, because he's going to continue to talk to us about this funnel that you talked about.
That's right.
And so the next episode, what we're talking about. So we use a little sneak preview today.
Yeah. So last episode, we talked about the awareness and generating awareness.
Yeah.
And now that we're going to move out of awareness and we're going to start moving down the funnel and starting getting into that like confidence to convert, and now that we've driven awareness and we have some traffic, how do we give that customer the confidence to convert?
So stay tuned. We'll push this out. Then we're going to get together, and we'll let you know when we come back out with the next podcast. But we will, and we're going to continue really taking this apart for you. And Dallas, again, man, you're a great friend. I'm really enjoying our time together. Again, thank you so much for coming back today and sharing this great event with us and the great news. So anyway, to all of our listeners and to people watching us, thank you so much for bringing Doing Business in Bentonville into your space. We really appreciate that. You can find us, on Spotify, Apple, and then your favorite streaming channel. And you can check our website out, doingbusinessinbentonville.com. Any last words?
I think my last word would be to the seller base out there. Those of you that went, if you feel like you're struggling, feel free to give us a call over at White Spider, because one of the reasons we were there is we were showcasing our offering that we have available to be able to help them, because it can be complicated to, that's one of the reasons Walmart brought us in, is like when you're a new seller, it can be hard to get onboarded and do it in an easy fashion way. So feel free to reach out. We've got services ranging from, content creation, whether you need photo and video editing or photography, to, item like 360 views. We can do all of your catalog management. So making sure your Walmart catalog set up all the way through your ad management. So
and give them your email.
dcounts, DCOUNTS at whitespider.com. And we'll be excited to help you navigate getting onto Walmart Marketplace.
Yeah. Talk to the man. He can help you if you're a seller or whoever. Yeah, right. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you again for saying thank you. Yeah, it's always great to be with you. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.